Hi everyone, I am Katie, the Crafty Blog Stalker, and today we are going to be making some really cute felt trees. Now these are super simple to make, especially if you have a Cricut maker. I've got a large and a medium tree right here that are both finished, and I'm going to show you how to make it on the small tree. So I will have a set of 3. If you are new to my videos and love everything crafty, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell. The supplies we're gonna need are 3 styrofoam cones of 3 different heights. Again, we're only doing the small one today. Lots of felt sheets for all 3 trees, about 12 sheets. A wood candlestick base. This one is about 2 inches. A flower pick. Now this used to have 3 balls on it, but again, I've already made the first 2. So you want a floral pick that has 2 or 3 sparkly balls on it of some sort. Scissors and jewelry pliers, a cup with water, and some stain, or this is called color wash tint. Same thing. Some applique sew pins, a glue gun that is intended for styrofoam so it won't melt, Cricut design space, and our Cricut maker. We're going to start with the cup of water and just add a little bit of stain. And then we're going to drop our wooden candlestick into the stain so it can start coloring. And every once in a while, I'm just gonna come back to this cup and just kind of move that candlestick around, making sure that it's getting completely soaked. I'm going to bring in my Cricut maker and head to Cricut design space on my iPad here. So I have this size to fit as many of those branches on one 9x12 sheet of felt as possible. So they are already attached, but if you need to make any adjustments, you totally can. And if you want to resize, make sure you resize the whole group so they all stay the same. I'm going to click up here on Make It. I'm going to do it on a mat. And there's my mat preview. For my material, I'm going to click on All Materials, type in felt, and I'm using the felt acrylic fabric. And you can see down here that I need to load the rotary blade into my machine, and I'm also going to change the pressure to more, just to make sure that they get cut out all of the way. Here I've got my fabric grip mat, and you can see I've used it a lot for all of my other trees. We're just going to go ahead and line this up in the corner. Press it down good. Load our mat. It is blinking, so I'm going to click on Start. Each felt sheet does take about 30 minutes to cut on the Cricut maker, but it is so much better than cutting each one by hand. We're done cutting, so we're going to unload our mat. Now I'm going to start removing my little branches or leaves or whatever we want to call them from the mat. Now, if your little branches aren't coming away easily and you feel like you need to trim them to get all the fibers off, then that means that you are probably using a dull rotary blade. So it is time to get a new blade if that is the case. Now I'm going to bring in my cup of stain and a paper towel, and we're just going to take a look here at our wood candlestick base. And I think that looks really good. I really like how that looks. So now I need to let it dry. So I'm just going to let it dry on this paper towel for probably several hours. So that's why you want to do this at the very beginning. I've got all of my little branches here. I need my pins and my styrofoam. And now we are going to start adding those branches to make our tree. So how I like to do it is with the first row, go about halfway down the branch. And then we're just going to put a tree on there. And we're going to go all the way around. And this one is going to overlap the first one just a little bit. And it doesn't matter which way the leaves are facing. I actually like it better that they go in different directions. It makes it look more natural. There is our bottom layer. And now we're just going to keep doing that but moving up. And this time, if you noticed, every time I put a new one on, I rotated it to the left. Now I'm going to rotate it to the right, because then that means that this little flap will be on the other side. And I keep repeating this all the way to the top of the tree. All right, you guys, we are getting so close. I'm gonna bring in my scissors and I'm gonna cut some of these off just a little bit. I'll do 5. I'm gonna bring in my foam hot glue gun. Now remember, this hot glue is just for styrofoam because regular hot glue melts styrofoam. So we're gonna be using a special hot glue. And just gonna put a good little glob on there and take one of my leaves and push it into the glue. Then we're going to go around the top with these. So you'll want them to overlap just a little bit, just like we did for the rest of the tree. And this will help hide those pins underneath. Oh, and I cut exactly the right amount. That never happens. All right, so now all of our branches or leaves are in place. So we're done with these. Now we're going to work on the base. So I'm going to set it up on its tippy top, if it will stay. And I'm going to bring in a ruler and a marker. And basically what I want to do is just find the center. So I'm going to do my best to eyeball this. Nope, that wasn't center. You can kind of see. And that one looks better. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but the more center it is, the better that it will stand up. Man, that one is getting me. And no one sees the bottom, so it doesn't matter. There we go. I think that looks pretty center. I'm going to take my wood candle base that we stained, and I'm going to find the center, and I'm just going to push it in there a little bit. Just turn it, push it into that styrofoam until you can see where that would sit in there. Then we're going to take our glue gun and we're going to put some glue all around in there. Oops, I don't have a glue stick. Hurry, hurry before our glue dries. Okay, and we're gonna put glue all in there. And then we're gonna push that wood candle back into the hole and then turn it over before it's set, so you can really make sure that it is on there nice and even. Okay, and there's our base. Now all that's left is to add our little ball topper. So I'm going to use my jewelry pliers that have the wire cutter in them. And I'm going to cut it down, not quite an inch. And cut that off. And with these pliers, I'm also going to dig out the top of this tree a little bit, just so that ball will sit more inside instead of on top. So now we're going to fill up that little divot that we made with some hot glue. And we're going to push our little ball inside. And there is our super cute Christmas tree. Isn't that adorable? Now there are a couple ways that you can floof up these trees. You can just have them so all of the leaves are straight down. But I like to add just a bit of zhuzh. Just kind of mess them up just a little bit. You don't want them sticking all the way out, but you don't want them sticking all the way in either. And just go around the whole tree and just kind of zhuzh them up. And if any are up too high, just kind of lightly tap them down like that. And there is our Christmas tree, our felt tree. Do you want to see all three of them together? Here they are all together. Oh, they're so cute. I want to thank you for joining me today. While you're here, subscribe, and you can always find me at my home base at thecraftyblogsstalker.com. Thanks everybody. Bye and happy crafting.